Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's tutorial I'll be teaching you on how to crochet an oversized hoodie. And for the materials, you're going to be needing an 8mm hook and chunky yarn. I don't have a chunky yarn available, so I decided to triple my 5-ply milk cotton yarn to achieve a chunky yarn. If you have a chunky yarn available, I'd recommend that you make use of a chunky yarn instead. Then you'll be needing your scissors and of course your measuring tape. Now let's get into the tutorial. To begin, we're going to start by making a slip knot. Once you've done this, you're going to take your measurement from your shoulder to wherever you want your cardigan to stop. I'm actually going for a cropped cardigan. I'm done with mine. I did a total of 32 chains. So make 3 extra chains. And now you're going to skip these 3 chains and go into the 4th chain with a double crochet. So now we are going to place 1 double crochet in each of these chains till we get to the very last chain here. So I've worked till I got to the very last chain here, and I'm going to place my last double crochet. And that's it for row 1. At the end of my row 1, I have a total of 33 stitches because this chain 3 here counts as 1 double crochet. For row 2, chain up 2 and turn your work. Now this chain 2 counts as 1 double crochet. You're going to skip the very first stitch here. Now yarn over and go into the back loop of the next stitch. So this is the front loop of my second stitch, and this is the back loop. So the front loop is the part of this V on top that is facing you directly. So this is the side facing me because I'm seated like this, and this is my back loop. So you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the back loop. Yarn over, pull through, and we're going to make our double crochet. So we're going to place 1 double crochet in the back loop of each of the stitches on this row. I've worked till I got to the very last stitch here, and that's my 3 starting chain from the previous row. So now I'm going to place my last double crochet into the back loop of the 3rd chain. And that's it for row 2. Now for the remaining rows, we have to just repeat row 2 till you get your desired measurement for whatever size you're making this for. So guys, I'm done with mine. I did a total of 6 rows and this measures 6 inches. Now we're going to start making the hood. And to do that, make 34 chains. So I'm done with my 34 chains and this measures 14 inches. Now skip 2 chains and go into the next chain with a double crochet. So from here onwards, you're going to make 1 double crochet in each of the chains till we get to the very last chain here. So I've made 1 double crochet into each of my chains and I have a total of 33 stitches because this chain 2 here counts as 1 double crochet. So now we're going to go back to our pattern, which is placing 1 double crochet into the back loop only of each stitch. So from here onwards, you're going to repeat the ribbon pattern like normal till you have 8 rows made for your hood. So guys, I'm done with my 8 rows and this is how it looks like. So now we're going to chain up 1 and fasten off. Now we're going to work at the other side, which is here, for the hood. And to do that, identify the first chain that you made for your hood, and this is mine. Insert your hook into the back loop. So this is how the stitch looks, and this is my back loop. And attach your yarn. So you can tie this up to secure. So once you've done that, insert your hook back into the loop, yarn over and pull through. Chain up 2. And we're going to continue the pattern till we have 2 stitches remaining on this row. Now into the next stitch, make a half double crochet in the back loop. Into the next stitch, make a half double crochet in the back loop. So I'm kind of carrying this as I walk to hide it. I've walked till I have 2 stitches remaining. This chain 2 and the double crochet stitch here. Now we're going to make a double crochet decrease. Yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Once you've done this, yarn over again and insert your hook into the back loop of the next stitch. Then yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You should have 3 loops on your hook now. Yarn over, pull through the 3 loops. That's how to make a double crochet decrease. Now for row 2, chain up 2 and turn your work. Now we're going to skip the very first stitch like normal. Then we'll make a double crochet decrease into the back loop of the next 2 stitches. Once you've done that, make 1 double crochet in each of the stitch till you get to the very last stitch here, like normal. Now for row 3, chain up 2 and turn your work. And you're going to repeat the rib pattern till you have 2 stitches remaining on the previous row. I've worked till I have 2 stitches remaining. Now I'm going to make my double crochet decrease. So from here onwards, you're going to repeat row 2 and 3 till you have 7 rows of this made. So we've already made 3 rows. We need to make 4 rows extra. I have made 7 rows for the back part of my hoodie. Now chain up 1 and fasten up. Once you're done with one of the front panel, you're going to go ahead and make another one exactly like that. And we'll start up the back panel. Now the back panel is quite easy. I started off with my foundation chain of 35. Like we did for the front panel. That is 32 chains plus the 3 chains that we made extra. And I repeated the rib pattern till I have 25 rows made. And for us to know the amount of rows that we should make, we're going to count the number of rows that we made for the shoulder part of the front panel. And mine is 6. Multiply that by 2. 6 multiplied by 2 for me is 12. And once you have that figure, you're going to add 13 rows extra, and that's how I came up with the number of rows for the back panel. So once you have this figured out, we're going to move to the sleeves. Now for my sleeves, I did a ribbing pattern like normal. I chained up a total number of 40 stitches. That was 37 foundation chains plus 3 extra chains, and I repeated the ribbing pattern till I got to my desired width of my sleeves. So for my measurements, the length measures 16.5 inches and the width measures 18 inches. So you can make yours wider or make yours longer, or if you would prefer a shorter sleeve, you can reduce the number of your foundation chain. And you would need 2 alike panels for the sleeve. So once you've made your 2 sleeves, we're going to go ahead and attach all panels together. So to start attaching, you're going to place your back panel down and place your 2 front panels on top. Align the shoulder part of the front panel to your back panel. And do the same for the other side as well. And we're going to attach the shoulder parts first. For me, that is 6 rows from the front panel and 6 rows from the back panel. So attach your hook into the top of the stitch, the last stitch here. And into the top of the last stitch on this other side. Then go in with your yarn. You can tie to secure. Once you've done that, insert your hook back into both of the panels. Then yarn over and pull through, chain up 1. Then go back into that same row, insert your hook, and insert your hook into the other panel. Make a slip stitch. So we're going to repeat that till we're done with the shoulder part. I've made my slip stitches till I got to the very last row in my front panel. So chain up 1 and fasten off. You're going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So guys, I'm done with both sides. Now we're going to attach the sleeves. To attach the sleeve, identify the middle of your sleeve and place a stitch marker in the middle row. And this is the middle of mine. Now you're going to divide the width of your sleeve by 2. Remember, mine is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And now we're going to measure 9 inches from where we attached our back panel to our front panel. So now I'm going to place a stitch marker on the stitch where my 9 inches ended at. So now you're going to count how many stitches you skipped at the front panel before you placed your stitch marker, and skip the same amount of stitches here. Make sure that the number of stitches that you skipped here is the same with the number of stitches for the back panel. So for me, I skipped 8 stitches and I placed my stitch marker on the 19th stitch. And I did the same for the side as well. Now, attach our sleeves. So to make this easier, attach your stitch marker from the middle of the sleeve to the middle here where you attached both panels with slip stitches. Then attach the stitch marker you attached to the panel to the top of the last row of your sleeve. And now you're going to do the same for the other side of the sleeve as well. So once you've done that, we're going to attach with slip stitches. So I'll start from the edge here. Remove your stitch marker and insert your hook into that stitch that you just removed your stitch marker from and into the top of your sleeve panel. Attach your yarn and chain up 1. From here onwards, I'm just going to hold both panels and I'll attach randomly. Just make sure that you align them while you're doing that. So do this round till you get to your very last stitch marker. Repeat the same thing that you did here for the other sleeve as well. So guys, I'm done attaching the second sleeve. And we're going to attach from the bottom here down to the sleeves. So insert your hook into the last stitch on one panel and into the last stitch of the other panel and attach your yarn. So you're going to insert your hook back and yarn over, chain up one like we've been doing. So for this side, we're going to be working into the opposite stitches of both panels. So now go into the next stitch and go into the next stitch on this other side and make a slip stitch. So we'll repeat this pattern like so till we get to the end of the sleeve. Do the same on the other side as well, and we're going to attach the hood. For the hood, we're going to attach both panels that we created for our hood when making the front panel together. This is my back panel and this is my hood. So guys, I'm going to start attaching at the last row here of both panels. So you're going to make your slip stitches round till you get to the edge of your hoodie. So once you're done with the top, we're going to work on the sides of the hood. Now chain up one and fasten off. What's now left for us to do is to attach the hood to the back panel. A very important thing you would need to do is to identify the middle row of the remaining rows of your back panel that you're yet to still attach. So just count how many rows are remaining here, this gap here, and place your stitch marker in the middle. So I already placed mine. I had a total of 13 rows remaining, so I placed my stitch on the 7th row, which is the middle. So this is where I stopped attaching for the shoulder part. Insert your hook into the next row and into the very first row of the hoodie. Then attach your yarn. So once you've done that, we're going to insert our hook back as normal and make our chain one. Then we'll start slip stitching each opposite row together of both panels. Keep slip stitching into the opposite row for the hoodie panel and the back panel till you get to the row before your middle row where you place your stitch marker. Now, if you look at your work, you'll notice that we actually have more rows on our hoodie than we have for the back panel. That is why this next step is very necessary. So for this side of my hoodie, how you know that is through the slip stitches that you just made. It differentiates the two panels for the hoodie. So I have 2 rows remaining on here. So what I'm going to try and do is to attach the remaining 2 rows to this row here before the middle row and to half of the middle row where I placed the stitch marker. To do that, align your work. Place the slip stitch area right in the middle of this row here. Then continue making your slip stitches. And this is how it looks like. Now we're going to do the same thing for this side as well. So you would attach the first 2 rows on this panel to part of the middle row and the row beside it with your slip stitch. So once you're done with that, continue making your slip stitches like normal till you get to the very last row here. So guys, we're done with the hoodie. Now we're going to work on the border for the bottom of our hoodie and our sleeve. So guys, turn your work to the front and we're going to start working on the border for the sleeves. It's quite easy. For the sleeve, you're going to attach your yarn anywhere that you'd like at the bottom. So I'll attach mine here. Insert your hook and make a chain, and you would make 2 single crochet into this very row. Into the next row, make 2 single crochet. So you're going to make 2 single crochet around your sleeve till you get to your starting chain. So I've made my single crochet around till I got to my starting chain here. So I'm going to make a slip stitch into the very first single crochet that I made for this row. So for row 2, chain up 1 and go into that very same stitch with a single crochet. In the next 2 stitches, place 1 single crochet. So in total, you should have 3 single crochet made. Now we're going to make a single crochet decrease. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, you should have 2 loops on your hook. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, you should have 3 loops on your hook, and yarn over, pull through the 3 loops. So now we're going to repeat 3 single crochet and a decrease stitch around till we get to the starting chain. So I ended with a decrease stitch and a single crochet stitch. So it's not necessary that you have 3 single crochet stitches by the time you reach the end of the row. So I'm going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet like we did for row 1. Now chain up 1. For this row, we'll repeat 2 single crochet and a decrease stitch around. Now go into that very same stitch with a single crochet. In the next, we'll make a single crochet and we'll do our decrease. So just repeat 2 single crochet and decrease stitch around. So guys, I'm done with this row and I've worked till I got to my very first single crochet here. I'm going to make a slip stitch to join. And once you have that done, chain up 1, and for the very last row we're going to make 1 single crochet and a decrease stitch around till we get to the very first stitch. So into that same stitch make a single crochet and we'll make a decrease stitch. So now do the same thing you did for the sleeve for the other sleeve, and we'll come back and make the border for the bottom of our cardigan. Now for the border of the bottom of our cardigan, we're going to do the same thing that we did for the sleeves. So just attach your yarn to the last row of your front panel here. You can attach to any of your front panel. Set your hook on top and attach your yarn. So you're going to chain up 1 and we'll repeat what we did, 2 single crochet into the sides of each row for the border. So I've gone round with my single crochet. Now we're going to chain up 1 and turn your work, and we're going to repeat 3 single crochet and a decrease. This will be our last row for the border. So when you get to the end of the row, chain up 1 and fasten up. So this is where we're going to end for today's tutorial. Go ahead and hide your loose ends. You should have a couple of loose ends, like these are some of mine. And your cardigan is ready. And if you found this video helpful, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you ever get to crochet this cardigan, I'd love to see pictures of your work. You can send it to me through any of my social media platforms. For now, bye and see you guys in another tutorial.